What's up, people? This is He That Games, and we are online today to check out the Midnight Talent Tree for Discipline Priests, and we're going to be looking at Oracle and Void Weaver, and we're going to be comparing them to what we are seeing online today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the Midnight Talent Tree is on the left, and the current Talent Tree is on the right, where we're actually seeing in game. So already out the gate some huge changes, right? So if you see here, Dispel Magic has been replaced with Angelic Feather as your first one, though it's just been moved, right? Um, okay, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Wow, we're getting okay. So we got rid of a choice node here. Okay, so on live we have Psychic Voice, Psychic Scream, right? And then we'll replace that with Spiritual Guidance, increase intellect by 3%. I have an opinion about these just base stat modifying talents, but let's I'm gonna save it base and wait to see like what we've done, for the entire tree. So Dispel Magic's been moved down. Okay, we have Holy Nova. Let's see, did Holy Nova change it all? Holy light surrounds you. Then okay, we got the 40.95%, 12 yards. We do some more than target. Let's look at Holy Nova. Okay, so Holy Nova is still the same. Cool. All right. Light burst increases damage of Holy Nova by 400%. Is healing by 5 and is cooldown. Okay, that actually might be something that it looks like Rhapsody has been just inherently baked into a talent, but we've gotten a new. They really want us to use Holy Nova as just as a priest in general. That's what I'm getting. They really want us to use Holy Nova. I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why. I don't use Holy Nova at all. I just find it to just be too much of a filler spell, honestly. So we moved Leap of Faith up in the tree. That's cool. That's cool that we've moved Leap of Faith up. And it looks like we got a new choice node here. So it says protect. Okay, so protected by light is here in the. We removed the choice node. I'm sorry. Um, for improved dispel. So I wonder if we're gonna keep protected by light. I like that power infusion's been moved up. I like that power infusion's been moved up. Increases the depth of painful invocation. Increases damage of shadow word pain. Was that right? Shadow word pain. Yep, by 10%. Then okay, that's decent. I'm not upset at them modifying shadow word pain a bit. We got rid of fade actually helping us with snares. I don't know how I feel about that because the thing is that kind of comes in handy when you least expect it. It honestly does. It looks like they've moved the choice node here, so it increases. Okay, increases damage required for section. Is that the same? That modifier the same? Reduces cooldown to psychic screen by 50. Okay, yeah. So they've changed it. So now instead of reducing the cooldown of psychic scream, and psychic scream is now a talent. I didn't even notice that psychic scream is now a talent, where it was a baseline priest ability. All right, so okay, so it increases the damage amount. It would be cool if they added the amount of damage that is actually being increased here. Right? If they showed you how much damage is actually being increased here. So Psychic Scream causes enemies to tremble in place and say, okay, so we no longer have Psychic Voice, or we no longer. Okay, so Psychic Voice has been replaced with Sheer Terror. Okay, cool. Okay, so here it is. So they drop the amount that is reduced, but it's right under it. Okay, and call challenge, but they've made it a choice node with void tendrils. So they've moved void tendrils into a choice node with psychic voice. All right, so they moved that. All right. Um, I don't know how I feel about that. You're kind of making us choose between two CCs that are honestly pretty fun to use if you're able to pull them out. Shackle and Dead is that. Just make this a base ability. Why is this even in the talent tree? Alright, increase the duration of mind control and dominate mind. Sure, I mean, I guess make this a base ability too. Why is this? Why are these in the talent tree? They're so niche that why they're so niche. Man, they really should be base abilities. I like that they've moved the leech. They've moved leech, so we've gotten rid of tide evasion. We've moved shadow word death out of the tree, and moved psychic scream into it. We've moved shackle undead over. All right, we've got some new talents. All right, of just increasing our CCML. Okay, there we go. We get 3% more haste. I'm not mad at 3% more haste now. And haste 3% more haste is actually that's actually a pretty big talent. That's a pretty big talent. I could up here in these in the top half of the tree. I really don't mind these 3% modifiers in the top half of the tree. I do feel like we could get some more choice abilities in place of things like these niche talents where they're so situational and specific, and even in higher content you're not using them because the group just kind of gets agitated if you're over CCing the mob to where it just takes more time to kill them. Increase stamina by 4%. Okay, sure. Right, we have the twin. We have twins of the Sun Priestess. Always a great spell there. Always a great spell there, and they've moved it up. So they've moved a lot of things up. All right, they moved a lot of things up. So power infusion is still, kind of so. These have kind of been moved. These have been moved over to the sheer terror. Void Tendrils kind of been moved over to the right, and Jellyfield moved up. Some talents that have been pruned, right? So like improved flash shield. I'm not seeing that here. It might be somewhere in there. But let's keep going. Okay, so master spell. Make this a base ability. Come on, make this a base ability. Reduces mana cost of purifying master spell by 50%. Master spell's cooldown is so long that its mana cost is negligible. It is so long that the mana cost is really negligible. Purify, this talent essentially is right here in the talent tree. Mental agility. We're not. You don't even need to take this talent honestly because you're not purifying that much to where you're actually losing mana. So again, we can prune this. We can have some cool choice ability here. Something that actually, something like fire out two prayer mendings, right? When you instead of prayer mending now gives you 4 stacks instead of 7, and it adds on and it lands on 2 different party members, something like that. Let's actually get some cool abilities in here. Leap of faith reduced by 30 seconds. Boring. Body and soul, love this talent honestly. This actually isn't a bad talent at all. It's been moved up in the tree. I believe it's somewhere. It's low. Yeah, it's been moved way up. Okay. Surge of Light. Whoa, Surge of Light all the way up here at the top. Great. This is how I believe Surge of Light used to be. This further up in the in like the really old talent trees. Right. Okay, Surge of Light occurs up to 50% more often. Good. Good. This is a great talent. We're gonna be seeing a lot of surging. We're gonna be surging. We're gonna be surging across the map. Actually, we're gonna be. Okay, I'm really liking this left side of the tree. Actually, aside from leap of faith, baseline, baseline, baseline. Take this out. Twin disciples increases the damage of and healing of your holy and shadow spells. Okay, let's not put too many of these modifiers here now. We have like, how many modifiers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got 4 modifiers up here, right? For just like base stat. I mean, okay. All right, we got 4 modifiers there. That's cool. But a lot of these could really be baseline. Let's keep going. All right, Shadow Word Death is not actually out the tree. It's been moved way down. It's been moved way down, and let's see some talents that are under it. Okay, Shadow Word Death, 50% less. All right, so that's the only talent that affects it. Over here we have Shadow Word Death. Is it the same Shadow Word Death? Yep, same amount of damage it looks like. It would have been great if they had baked this into Shadow Word Death, Death and Madness. That would have been cool if we baked that. If we actually baked that into the actual talent, that would have been neat. Um, Death is 50% less damage to you. Is okay. Yeah, sure. Twist of Fate, you're gonna take this ability no matter what. It's such a great ability. Such a great ability, honestly. Binding Heals. Binding Heals. I like that it's not attached to. Excuse me. I like that it's not down at the bottom of the tree before, because this is actually a really powerful node. This used to be a spell, an actual spell to cast, and honestly, it was probably one of our main spells that we did cast if you remember playing with Binding Heals back in Legion. But here we had it as a choice node all the way at the bottom of the tree, and you see Surgeon Light is right under it. So I actually like that. That's pretty neat. I don't mind Binding Heals. That modifier used to be a bit more, but now for being a passive, guess can't be mad at that. Inspiration. This is a great talent. This is a great talent. I wish that it had a little bit more um, uh, uh, spells that procced it. That would be great. But overall, this is a good talent. It is you don't really notice how much it helps you, but it actually helps you a lot, honestly, with that 5%. Desperate Prayer. Can we just make this baseline? Can we just make this baseline? Come on, because this used to be baseline. Reduces cooldown of Desperate Prayer by 20 seconds. Sure. I mean, I don't really find myself running out of Desperate Prayers. It looks like we have pruned the node of, okay, while above 75% health, the cast time of your spells is reduced by 5% up to 10%. It looks like that would have, I hope that that's still there. It is. It looks like it is as we keep moving. Okay, so increases damage of smite by 15%. Okay, that's great for this priest. Okay, what's this? Faye creates an illusion of you for 4 seconds, tricking enemies to attack it instead. Whoa! This is what I'm talking about. This is talent design right here. That's neat. I do believe that was a something, maybe a PvP talent. I'm probably wrong in that. I don't really PvP that much, but that's a neat ability. I like that. That is something that that makes you just get the spell just to get that node. Okay. Casting flash on yourself, of course, that combos with binding heal. You got that reducing damage 10%. That's great. Okay, increases the damage. We already looked at that. Reduce cooldown. Okay, that's great. So that's still kind of at the bottom. That's a pretty big talent. I wish that they would just reduce it to 20 seconds. It feels like they it feels like they made this talent for the sake of having a talent there, but we did lose some just base damage reduction and some healing, it looks like, on this right side. But let's see if they move them around. Activating Fade reduces it. Okay, so we didn't lose it. We didn't lose Phantasm. We didn't lose it. It's at the bottom. I like that they grouped all of the Fade abilities together. All right, let's do that. Let's. This is great. This is this a Fade thing as well? Okay, no. This is great. This little section right here is great. We need to do that with the other, like with Flash Shield. Like, look at this. We got a Flash Shield, Flash Shield, Flash Shield. You know, Flash Shield, Flash Shield. Let's move the Flash Shields. I like that idea with them being grouped together like that. I don't know how it would really affect the build itself. If it might make it harder to make some kind of rogue builds, but I do like seeing them grouped together. It means it's easier for the tree. Okay, reduces all magic damage taken by 2%. They nerfed that because it used to be 3%. You don't need to nerf. Do not nerf any priest damage reduction. We need that in dungeons. We really do need that in dungeons. We feel though we feel that 1%. We do. We really do feel that 1%. Let's see, increases range. I love this right here. I love this. I love this node, Phantom Reach. I'm not mad at that being a choice node. It's a good node. Fade reduces damage taken by 10%. No! Why is this a ending node? Why is this a ending node? What are they? These are terrible ending nodes. And, Phantom Reach is great, but it wasn't the best ending node. It wasn't. And here we are, 3%. Angelic Bulwark is terrible. We have been telling you all how terrible Angelic Bulwark is for the longest time. And what are y'all doing? What happened? What happened to the creativity? What's going on? Take away Angelic Bulwark. Where's the creativity at the bottom of the talent tree? This isn't interesting. Whoa, it just got really sad. This is very sad. This is very sad. I don't know. I don't know. No, no, Blizzard. Stop. Give us actual great ending talents in the Clash tree. Give us great talents in the Clash tree. Talents like Fade creates an illusion of you for 4 seconds. That is neat. Overall, the overall talent tree, it really looks like we replaced so many things with just modifiers. That is boring. That is boring. That is boring. It really is. Give us some neat. Give us something neat to look at. All right, let's go to the actual Oracle tree itself. Oracle looks like we got another line. All right, because they said that they were gonna be adding another line. Okay, so under construction, 20% of overhealing done is redistributed up to what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did you guys just split premonition? Did you guys just split premonition? Penance gains an additional charge. I'm not mad at that actually. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Increases duration of atonement and renew by 4 seconds. Okay. Power shield. I believe that's already in there, isn't it? Increases duration of time. Okay, so yeah, that's already preemptive care. Great. Reduces the cooldown of power shield by 1.5 seconds. It looks like that replaced. It looks like it replaced waste no time. I don't like that. Waste no time is great. Okay, reduces cooldown. Okay. Angelic feather increases. This is boring. This is boring. This is so boring. Prayer power shield applies 4 stacks. Okay, sure. Yeah, we like a prayer mending. Okay, your flash shield, they're 30%, and power shield, they're 30% stronger. They're boring. I mean, it's the same. First bolt of penance cast. Okay, cool. We got something. We got a tier set ability. In our actual tree. That's cool. Why is piety right here? 20%. I think if this is a passive, okay, that's great. If that's a passive, that's great, and it looks like it's a passive. I'm not mad at that being a passive actually, because I maybe misunderstood that the first round. That's a passive. Okay, twin sight. 3 additional penance bolts are fired at an enemy within. Oh no! Did you guys just nerf the Oracle tree? Why did we nerf Oracle? Why? What? Why? This is boring. We have stripped Oracle. We've stripped what made Oracle interesting. Why did we do this? Why did we do this? Why did we move? Why did we get rid of this awesome activating ability right here for twins and move twin side down? What is that? You just walked us backwards. Why did we walk backwards? You don't have to nerf us for us to enjoy the start of the expansion. You don't have to, and we can talk about that later. You don't have to nerf us like that. Okay, but let's look at the actual discipline talent tree. So atonement. Okay, your spell damage. Okay, affected. 60% there. 33% on live. Okay, we got some. It looks like it's not going to be healing as much outside of rage. Just a smaller bit amount. Okay. That's okay. I'm not mad at that. Shadow or Pain has a chance and power. Okay, we know that. We all love that. Power Radiance, one charge, 2-second cast. Pain Suppression. All of these things look the same. Okay. Looks the same. Looks the same. Okay, Shadow or Pain Shred. Wait, Shadow or Pain spreads. Okay, that's encroaching shadows. That's the same. It's just been moved. Um, all right, we have Revel in Darkness. It's just been moved. Penance. Okay, we just had some. We just got some time. It looks like this is in the same place actually. Okay, Choice Note, Ultimate Penitence, Choice Note with Power Bear. Just give us Ultimate Penitence as a base spell because it's used so infrequently and it is such a gamble to use it that it doesn't feel good to have it as an actual talent where talents are supposed to be the abilities that are meant to be kind of consistently increasing your player power and not putting you and taking away risk as opposed to how ultimate penitence kind of works. But we've been talking about this for some time about there's so many issues around ultimate penitence itself, but it's such a cool spell. It is at the end of the day. And barrier is just great damage prevention. It really is. It could be on the node itself. I don't mind that. We got some mana back here. Shield discipline. Plea is great. A quick, efficient plea to heal an ally for 140%. All right, 140% of spell power. Do we have an idea of what that would compare to? Do we have an idea of what that would compare to? Okay, so it would essentially be like hitting an ally with like 3.5 Holy Novas at one time, like 3.5 Holy Novas at one time. I'm not upset at plea. Now, does plea apply? Plea should apply atonement, shouldn't it? It should apply atonement. Each successful penance bolt during a channel deals 5% increased damage and healing. It's an interesting talent. Again, it's just another modifier though, but it is an interesting talent. Bright Pupil could have been replaced with Waste No Time. Bright Pupil could have definitely been replaced with Waste No Time. Um, it would have made it a more interesting choice here on the choice note with Enduring Luminance, I feel. Okay, so Encroaching Shadow, of course, been moved. What we have here, we looked at that. Okay, it looks like Divine Procession is the same. Um, it's sure if you like to cast Smite as much, that's great. Holy damage increased by 15%. Shadow or Pain over here on live, that was what Revel in Darkness was. This used to be the icon for Purge the Wicked, but it looks like they're using it for another damage modifier. Okay, Shadow or Pain increased by 15% and its duration by 2%. Okay, great. Just another damage modifier though shadow damage and healing increased by 20%, Mind Blast deals one hit. There's a lot of damage modifiers. Mm, okay, same damage modifier on live. Abyssal Revelry. All right, Evangelism. Let's see. Immediately power word radiance your target. Okay, at 200% effectiveness. So 200% effectiveness. Let's see. Let's look at power word radiance. All right, that's gonna be a big heal actually. A 20% effectiveness causes power word radiance to have no cooldown and 40% reduced mana cost for 10 seconds. So the idea around this talent is that you're just spam addition Archangel additionally increases your healing and absorption by 20%. Archangel. I'm curious what that is. That's I like that they keep trying to adjust evangelism, though I really like what evangelism is on live. So it extends atonement by 6 seconds and heals everyone for like 6,000%. It's so good. So good. Oh, okay. Archangel, the actual damage the healing and damage modifier ability. I remember that. Okay. Um, but is Archangel baseline? Casting power or shield. All right. Borrow time. We have that 8% haste. Penance fires one additional bolt of holy light. All right. It looks like these two are the same. Flash shield. I don't mind this one. This is a damage. This is a great modifier here. Having just a cool in the bottom of the talent tree, a cool 20% increase in damage and healing in general. I'm sorry, 20% critical strike chance. That's great actually. That's great. Direct critical heals 30%. With divine ages, it's the same. It creates a bubble for 30% of the heal. Power shield, they nerfed this. I wish they wouldn't. This used to be 40% increase in power shield damage absorption. The damage of your smite and penance is increased by 8%. This is the same. Yep, that's the same. Greater smite. Casting smite increases the casting speed and damage of smite by 10%. Do we really want to just be a smite turret? Are we really just trying to make us a smite turret in that manner? Okay, penance bolt increase. Yeah, penance bolt increases the absorption of your next power shield. They nerfed it. They nerfed this, didn't they? Yeah, they nerfed this. Your penance bolt increases the absorber of your next power shield by 3% up to 30%. Here's your penance bolt on live. It increases the damage of your smite by 10%. Oh no, they buffed the shield value. It's just no more smite value there. Inner light. And you're supposed to swap. Okay. Inner light healing spells cost 10% less mana. Inner shadow spell damage and atonement healing is increased by 10%. This is boring. This is boring. This is very boring. Unless we get some cool graphical effect with this is a very boring talent. 10% less mana reduction, 10% more damage. That's boring. Why are the bottom nodes, the final talent nodes, boring? Stop that. Stop, Blizzard. Stop that. All right, so let's see here. Expiation. Expiation is the same. Consumes up to 6 seconds to cause damage equal to 200% of the amount consumed. All right, Inescapable Torment. Shadow Fiend's the same. Inescapable Torment. It looks like it's the same. It looks like Mindbender is also the same. Yep. Okay. And then we have Master of Darkness. More damage and healing modifier. Penance has a high chance to upgrade. Hold on. Penance has a high chance to upgrade your power shield to Void Shield. Void Shield shields 3 allies for 50%. I'm sorry, shields 3 allies for 15 seconds, absorbing X amount of damage. And it has a 50% proc chance. I like that actually. That's great talent design, actually. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's some great talent design. Void Shield reflects 50% of damage taken to enemies, causing atonement healing. They kind of have they just baked in crystalline reflection, and just made it more powerful. It looks like they took it out the tree. Okay. All right, let's look at Void Weaver. Let's look at Void Weaver really quick. The talent trees don't change, so we're just gonna look at the actual Oracle. I'm sorry, at the actual hero talent tree itself in comparison. So we have Mind Blast. All right, so that's the same. Entropic Grid. They did a great job with the Void Weaver talent tree. As far as the hero talent tree, in my opinion, it is done so well graphically. the community praises this hero talent tree a lot actually. So power shield absorbs 20% more. That's the same. While Entropic Rift is active, your Tomy healing is increased by 20%. Cool. Entropic Rift slows enemies by up to 70%. It's the same. While Entropic Rift is active, you move 20% more faster. That first one is cool. The second one is boring. All right. Shadow Word Death consumes absorb shields. This is a great PvP talent, kind of niche in PvE though. Summoning Entropic Rift extends the duration. Okay, that's the same, isn't it? Yep, it's the same as on live. Void Blast increases the duration of Entropic Rift by 1 second. All right, these are the same. All right. Shadow Word Death has a high chance to summon Void Fiends. This one needs to be reworked. That needs to be reworked. It just doesn't on live. I feel like it just doesn't happen enough for you to actually feel like that's a great talent to have a choice between Void Wraith, because you're always gonna be picking Void Wraith. Why wouldn't you? Void Heart now persists for 8 seconds after Entropic Rift. Boring. Mind Black, boring. Deals 50% more damage. Very boring. Every 3 seconds, siphon an amount equal to 4% of your health from an ally. This is wait, is this new? No, it's not. It's not. Okay. You absorb 3% of all magic damage taken. Absorbing shadow damage shields you for 100% amount. Okay. Uh, this is actually a cool. This is actually a cool choice note. This is really cool choice note. Shadow Warrior Pain and Entropic Rift deal. Okay, more damage modifying. Collapsing Void. Collapsing Void. It looks like it's the same here. Each time Penance Bolt heals or deals damage, it increases the damage and the size of the Entropic Rift. Okay. All right. So, final thoughts. The trees need so much work. There is. It doesn't seem like there's any dynamic gameplay happening there. It seems like you're just going to be, just pressing penance and smite. Penance, smite. You're gonna be power word radiancing, of course, and your power word shield. Like they've really dumbed this down, and I don't know that that's what we really wanted. As everyone knows that Disc is a complex healer, it's always been the complex healer, like how with Holy is always been that simplified. You can get in quickly and just throw out some great healing. But if you did want to master Holy, that did take a level of skill. But discipline always at its base was its opposite, and you come in, you had to really try and learn at this to be that complex healer, to be that really neat damage dealing, shielding healer, because it was just so unique in how this did its healing. I don't like the fact that there are just so many different damage modifiers. Give us cool talents, give us cool abilities, give us cool graphical effects, give us cool just anything. We've pruned things, we've taken away things, we have literally stripped the oracle tree bare. Like Oracle, I mean, honestly, Guiding Light is cool. Guiding Light is cool. Piety being a passive, that's cool. That's great. But to just totally strip the Oracle tree to this simplified, you have a lot of penances. You're gonna be penancing. That's like as opposed to how dynamic, how game changing the current Oracle tree is. The idea around the current Oracle tree, while it does have its issues, it fundamentally gives the player so much choice while also making them feel like they are in some living out that class fantasy, living. I'm seeing into the future. I'm making the right judgment with a particular ability. I just feel like we don't need to dumb it down. We do not need to make this stupid. We don't. We don't. Excuse me. But yeah, Blizzard, give us cool talents. Stop it with all of these damage modifiers. That's boring. That is boring. We don't need more damage modifiers. We want some cool graphical talents, some game changing talents. That's what's going to actually bring new players in. That's what's going to keep the player base healthy. Stop giving us boring in game final nodes. Stop giving us boring in game like number modifiers. Stop doing things like playing Fun Police in that manner. Like, why are we playing Fun Police? Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I really do hope that the Oracle talent tree gets some more love, and that this gets some attention. Just the tree itself, with all of these just different just modifiers all over the place. Right? We have some cool talents in here, but we need some love. All right, that's all I got for you today. This is He That Games, and we're offline.